Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The South Union Township Supervisors presents the South Union Township Sports Network today from Laurel Highlands High School. It's WPIAL girls basketball as the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs play host to the Yough Lady Cougars. Hi, everyone. I'm Joshua Scully. Alongside Bill Dice tonight, South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you tonight. The junior varsity contest has just ended. A very initially competitive junior varsity contest has ended with a Laurel Highlands victory, 32-21. The Lady Mustangs pulling away, especially in the final frame. And now we're preparing ourselves for our senior night ceremony to unfold here before the varsity contest. And Bill, certainly senior night brings a lot of energy, perhaps some emotion, but for Laurel Highlands, you've got a playoff spot essentially on the line. You and I talked about this before the broadcast started. Laurel Highlands is in, with the exception of a loss here tonight and a Ringgold win at Mount Pleasant. That's the only way the Mustangs do not get in.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure on the Lady Mustangs tonight, Josh. Senior night, like you said, it adds a little added emotion. Playoff berth on the line. Like you said, they're not going to know what Ringgold does until after the game. So, you got to think they need to win to get in. So that got to be their mentality, win to get in.
Right, and what's kind of fun about that, Bill, is as we sometimes see it even at the professional level, when you have maybe multiple scores on the wall or multiple scores at the venue, professional sports teams will sometimes shut that score off so the players can't know the other game that may affect them.
Yeah, a little scoreboard watching.
Yes, right, exactly. Now tonight we do have Jason Black, the sports editor at the Connellsville Daily Courier. He said he's going to send us updates at the end of each quarter. He's covering the Ringgold and Mount Pleasant game tonight, and Mount Pleasant is in the playoffs. They have locked up a spot. Ringgold essentially needs to win against the Lady Vikings, and they need the Lady Cougars to really deliver here. And as Bill pointed out earlier this season, when Laurel Highlands traveled out to Yough, that was a close game that the Lady Mustangs won by 4.
Yeah, it was a 42-38 game about a month ago on January 12th. So, Lady Mustangs, this is not going to be an easy win by any means. It was a 4-point game down at Yough, Cougar Mountain. And, when Ringgold played Mount Pleasant, it was a 4-point game as well, a 33-29 game. But that game was at Ringgold. So Ringgold's on the road. Lady Mustangs got 2 ways to get in. But if they just worry about taking care of business, they're in. Winning, you're in.
That's right. For the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs tonight, a relatively good spot. At least you're at home, and you sort of control your own destiny. And, of course, it is senior night, which I think helps to generate some buzz for this team, some excitement for this team. We do have 2 seniors on this Laurel Highlands Lady Mustang team, number 15, Taylor Irwin, and number 23, Maddie Brooks. And both of them will be recognized here in a few minutes. We are lining up players and preparing flowers and balloons here at Laurel Highlands High School. So the Lady Mustangs certainly seem to be in good position to move into the postseason. A playoff trip on the line tonight. All they need to do is win. If they win, really does not matter what Ringgold does. And, Bill, if the Lady Mustangs, unfortunately, would not win here tonight, they could still get in if the Lady Rams lose.
Yeah, and that's the good part about it for the Lady Mustangs. If Ringgold would lose, they would still make it. But, you kind of want to control things your own way. Win, just like Al Davis used to say, just win, baby.
That's right. For the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs, that's all you need to do. And it's a busy night here at Laurel Highlands. The Uniontown and Laurel Highlands swim and dive competition for the 2 schools also happening tonight. So parking here at the high school, the parking lot, quite a busy place this evening. And I think, Bill, we're ready for our senior night.
Okay, let's turn it over to Mr. Jason Taylor then.
Please, as a matter of your attention, I bring your attention to the main board. We have some guests of honor here, along with Coach Yough, Coach Schwarzer. We have the principal of Laurel Highlands High School, which is Laurel Highlands. As I mentioned previously, this senior night will be honoring the senior members of the Lady
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Senior night concluded. Congratulations to our two seniors, Taylor Irwin and Maddie Brooks. Of course, we missed very much seeing Taylor Irwin play this season. We know what she brings, certainly, to the basketball court, having watched her over the last few years. But honestly, Bill, for first-year head coach Rick Hill, he's done a nice job at really getting the best out of this team, getting the most out of his players, and he's got them in a position after tonight to find their way into the playoffs.
Yeah, Josh, Coach Hill has done a really nice job with this group. You know, as we saw, really only one true senior on the court tonight. You know, Taylor Irwin getting hurt during the soccer season. We talked about it off the air. You know, what a difference she would have made on this team. You know, they probably would have already had a playoff spot locked up if she was here all season. But, you know, it's just unfortunate she got hurt there late in the soccer season. I heard she does track, so hopefully she's able to get back and do track and field here in the spring. But, you know, Coach Hill, he's done a really good job. You know, they have one senior, so they'll return 4 starters next year, Josh, unless somebody hits the transfer portal. So hopefully they got a lot of basketball in their future next year and years to come. And I know also there's a really good group of girls in that 6th grade. You know, I keep seeing stuff about them all the time on Facebook. They're playing together, winning tournaments all over the place. So they're a really good group. So, you know, that's something else to look forward to, you know, not in the too distant future.
That is certainly very exciting for Laurel Highlands. And as Bill pointed out, 4 of their starters returning next season, including their 2 leading scorers, Taylor Swartfager and Chloe Price. Swartfager coming into this game, averaging 13 points per contest. Price with 7.5. And also representing themselves quite well on the scorebook this season, Haven Harris, Maddie Brooks, and Isabella Paschke, all of whom average at least 4 points per game. Taking a look at Class 4A Section 3 conference records, of course, Bell Vernon in front, 12-1. Elizabeth Ford and South Park both 11-2. Mount Pleasant 6-7. Mount Pleasant hosting Ringgold tonight. Ringgold and Laurel Highlands both 5-8 in the conference. But Laurel Highlands, as Bill pointed out prior to the broadcast to me, and I was actually not aware of this. I thought Laurel Highlands had beat Ringgold only once this year. Laurel Highlands has, in fact, beaten them both times, including once earlier this week. Yough coming in at 2-11 in the conference. Southmoreland looking for their first conference win. They're 0-13. Overall records for Laurel Highlands 7-14. Yough actually a game better than that overall. They are 8-13 coming into this game. On the Mount Pleasant and Ringgold side of that conversation, Mount Pleasant 9-11, Ringgold 8-11. Again, all Laurel Highlands needs to do tonight is win. There's nothing that Ringgold could do to stop Laurel Highlands from getting that playoff spot with a Lady Mustang victory tonight. And even if the Lady Mustangs are unable to beat the Lady Cougars, they will still get into the playoffs as long as the Lady Rams also lose to Mount Pleasant. And Bill, that Mount Pleasant team, not a bad team. They have some size. They are an older team, quite a few seniors who play important roles. And I think that's a team that could maybe even have a run in their future if the cards fall the right way for them. So I would not be surprised at all to see Mount Pleasant beat Ringgold tonight.
Yeah, Josh, you got an up-close and personal view of them, just about a week ago, huh?
Yeah.
So you saw what they were all about when you and Carl did the Laurel Highlands at Mount Pleasant game. So, I mean, I trust your scouting report on them. But, you know, I think if you look at the section as a whole, I think it's very top-heavy. You know, you got Bell Vernon, EF at the top. You know, I think, you know, there's no disputing they're the top 2 teams. Then you got, who else we got?
You have Elizabeth Ford and South Park, both with 11-2 records.
South Park's ahead of them. Yes. Then Bell Vernon, right?
Well, Bell Vernon's at the top right now. They're 12-1.
Okay, yeah.
And then Elizabeth Ford and South Park, both 11-2.
No, yeah, so there you go. 3 teams with 2 or less losses. So, I mean, that's tough when you're at the middle of the pack. You know, you figure those are 3 very good teams you got to face twice a season.
And another point I think worth making here too, Bill, as far as Yough goes, and again, Yough played a competitive game against Laurel Highlands the first time, but obviously just by checking the math, looking at the standings through the Tribune Review, Yough's only conference wins had to come against Southmoreland.
Yes. And Josh, you know, just to get back to the Laurel Highlands roster for a minute, Haven Harris, she's done a really nice job for the Lady Mustangs, and she's just a freshman. So, she's pretty much in the same position Chloe Price was in a year ago. We saw Chloe Price make a little bit leap, in her progression, her development. So hopefully we'll see Haven Harris make that next step to move up the food chain a little bit on the scoring department.
Yeah, and Haven has a great shot. I think she brings a lot to the table for the Lady Mustangs, and we see her on the court all the time. As a freshman, she plays some serious minutes. Starts virtually every game. I can't recall a game right now that she didn't start that we covered. And she's out there as a freshman playing meaningful basketball. Swartfager, of course, the junior, always in the starting lineup. Price, just a sophomore. We expect, of course, to see Brooks, the senior. And that fifth starter has sometimes changed. We see Isabella Paschke, the junior, in that spot sometimes. And when Laurel Highlands took on Mount Pleasant, again, Mount Pleasant does bring some size. We saw Samantha Williams, the 6'1 junior, in the starting lineup, I think, to probably counter that a bit. Yough coming in, of course, looking to pick up their first conference win against a team that was not Southmoreland. They did beat Southmoreland twice this season. And the most recent of those two games was at the very end of January. The Lady Cougars defeating the Lady Scotties 52-36. You have to go all the way back to just prior to Christmas when the Lady Cougars beat the Lady Scotties 59-47. Again, Southmoreland without a conference win. But this is a good conference, Bill. You look around the WPIAL and you can see some conferences obviously more powerful than others. But that Bell Vernon girls team has had success, and we've seen that Elizabeth Ford team quite often over the course of the last 2 years, and they just seem to continuously stay strong.
Yeah, I think, especially Elizabeth Ford, they have a very good program. Josh, year out after year, they're top of the section. They really just have a good program. They develop the girls, and, by the time they get to 9th, 10th grade, they're ready to roll.
We are anticipating right now a varsity tip time with 14 minutes left on the clock, probably just before 7:40 p.m. And we have our first report from Jason Black, the sports editor of the Connellsville Daily Courier. 1 quarter on the books in Mount Pleasant. The Lady Vikings lead the Lady Rams 11-4. So that's a good start, certainly. And I do think, now I've not had the opportunity of seeing Ringgold this season, but I have seen the Lady Vikings twice. And I do think they will be a tough out, even if they don't get the best possible seeding. They have a nice combination of players. Probably would benefit from having one more player who can really handle the ball. When Laurel Highlands played Mount Pleasant, Carl Childs and I traveled down to Mount Pleasant, and at one point the Lady Vikings point guard got in some trouble, and they struggled a little bit. She got into some foul trouble. And they struggled without her, but they do have some size and some players who can shoot, too.
Yeah, high school basketball, Josh, you always got to have multiple ball handlers, especially in this day and age. Teams like to put the press on, and if you only have one or don't have any, you're in trouble, especially if that one gets in foul trouble, God forbid an injury of some sort. But, you got to have multiple people that can handle the ball, and that could be a struggle, when they face some tougher teams, in the playoffs. But, like you said, with our section, they should be pretty battle-tested, though. They've played tough teams already. So when they get to the playoffs, it's not going to be a shock that, this team's good. Okay, we've played good teams. The same thing with the Lady Mustangs. If they can get in, they've played good teams. So it's not going to be a complete shock, when they get to the playoffs,
And you want to be battle-tested because we have seen, even in recent history in Fayette County, how that can work against you when you've got a good basketball team, but you're in a section that doesn't bring a lot to the table, and then you're thrown into the playoffs, even if you have a good seeding, against a team that's maybe third or fourth place somewhere else in a much stronger section, and those situations can become very difficult very quickly.
Yeah, Josh, it says something about, being able to win close games. If you're in a section that's not very strong and you are a very strong team and you're blowing teams out every night, it's hard to learn how to win close games when you're not in close games. So, when you get to the playoffs, teams in the playoffs are good. They don't make the playoffs for no reason. They don't let everybody in. So, if you make the playoffs, you know, you got to just come out, be ready to play. You know, there's a little bit added pressure to your team as well. You know, it's not just a regular season game. It's potentially your last game if you're a senior.
And for Maddie Brooks, who we do expect to see play tonight, this will presumably be her last game on this court. And I do see the Laurel Highlands has listed Taylor Irwin in the starting lineup on the scoreboard, so perhaps that's for ceremonial purpose to have her out there with her team one final time, which I think is a very, very nice move.
And that's awesome. Hopefully, you know, who knows, maybe she'll go out there and get a bucket, like a little Willis Reed.
Yeah.
A little Willis Reed action, but just at the beginning of the game.
Right. And, of course, she is, as Bill pointed out, a multi-sport athlete, so we're very hopeful that Taylor will be able to participate in her spring sport. And certainly, Bill, although we wouldn't know it right now, spring is not that far away, regardless of what Punxsutawney Phil believes. Some of us do not have school tomorrow. Now, I've not heard about the other schools, Bill. I only know about one, of course, for us, the one that matters.
Yes, yes.
How about Turkey Foot Valley? Do they still have school tomorrow?
Yes, I believe so. They, you know, the boss, she's still working. She had some meetings tonight, so I haven't even seen her yet. So I'm assuming they do. They don't like to take too many days off.
No, they do not.
They believe in being tough.
Yeah. And I like, you know what I like about that, Bill? I know this is a bit off topic.
And they're all very close to the school, too.
Right.
So
geographically, it's a much smaller area. For those of you who don't know, Uniontown Area School District is actually that's where Bill and I both work as teachers. Uniontown Area School District is 3 distinct, disconnected geographical areas. So you're transporting people over significant distances and through very different regions that are going to see different types of weather.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just what was that, 2 weeks ago, I was driving home. It was like a winter wonderland. Then I got halfway down the summit and it was dry.
There's the line.
It was dry.
You can drive past the point where the snow just stops falling. It's really incredible to see. But what I do like, Bill, almost everyone has that automated call now. And Turkey Foot Valley, I do get those automated calls. And their automated call always gives great detail about the thought process that went into, here's why we're delaying, here's why we are remote, here's why this is happening. They provide some detail, provide some information, I think, to sort of satisfy maybe some curiosity about why those decisions are made. And I think for the public, that's good because people do sometimes not know what's happening on the other side of the school district, even in, Turkey Foot, a smaller area geographically, but if you live in Addison or if you live in Fort Hill on Mount Davis Road and you're on the way to Myersdale, very different weather than down in Confluence Borough. And I think that does help people understand, well, hey, Mount Davis might not be very good right now. Addison Township, maybe not great. And it answers some questions before they are even presented. We'll take a short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network and share with you about our sponsors. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Senior information. Take your dead air.
Yeah, absolutely. We can use that. Thank you.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
Hello, this is Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm today for your free consultation. Remember, the insurance companies are not on your side. We will personally come out and meet with you. Call us at 724-437-2799. We have helped people like you recover millions of dollars. You will not pay anything until we win your case. We will fight for you.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown is a proud supporter of youth sports. Smith Lewis Chess was established in November of 1988 with offices in Uniontown and Indiana, PA. Their firm was established with professionals capable of providing a diversified range of services with a commitment to quality control and at the same time providing opportunities for their employees to experience interesting and rewarding careers. Contact Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown today. They are located at 670 Cherry Tree Lane in Uniontown. Phone 724-438-7088. That's 724-438-7088 for Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown.
Some things just go together, like bread and butter, blue jeans and Saturdays, best friends and phone calls. And a great match? You and discounts from Erie Insurance. It's like this. Safety features in your car will have you paying less for your auto insurance. And pay off your Erie auto policy all at once, and you'll save up to 7% more. On your homeowner's policy, you earn discounts that start at age 46 and go up each time you celebrate a birthday. There are more discounts, too, for things like home safety features and even teenage drivers. And the savings keep adding up. When you have your auto and home covered with Erie, you get a discount. Buy a life policy with us, and the savings can get even better. At Erie Insurance, above all in service means making life a little easier on you and on your wallet. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. Your local Erie agent is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Discount terms and amounts may vary by state. See your local Erie agent for details.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experience they're part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Welcome back to Laurel Highlands High School. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you tonight inside the Harold Horst Taylor Memorial Gymnasium. Just 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from tip-off now. The Yough Lady Cougars tonight will wear a forest green uniform with orange trim and a white number. For the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs, it will be the home white uniform, blue and red trim, red number. Laurel Highlands will be working left to right once we get this one underway. And the Yough Lady Cougars right to left. Both teams continue to warm up. We have our starting lineups for you. We'll start with the Lady Cougars coming to us tonight again from Yough, making the trip down 119 to Uniontown, Pennsylvania, or perhaps even traveling 70 to 51. In fact, I'm going to guess that is probably the more likely route for them to reach Uniontown, but I could stand to be corrected on that. Cougars coached tonight by Brian Zenaver, and I want to thank Coach Zenaver for helping me out with some of the names on this Yough Lady Cougar team. Starting lineup will look this way for Yough. Number 1, Daisy Miller, who's a 5'6" sophomore, listed at guard and forward. Number 12, Carly Fitzgibbons, number 5, Carly Fitzgibbons, a senior, 5'4", listed at guard. Yough will be starting number 13, Jaden Vey, a sophomore, listed at 5'9", a forward. Also in the starting lineup tonight, number 15, Maya Broadwater, a 5'8" sophomore, listed at guard and forward. And number 23, Evelyn Gates, a junior, listed at 5'5", and at guard. So the starting lineup for the Lady Cougars tonight, Miller, Fitzgibbons, Vey, Broadwater, and Gates. For the Lady Mustangs, starting lineup will look this way. Number 1, Haven Harris, a 5'7" freshman guard and forward. Bill and I talked about her, of course, earlier in the broadcast. Haven, as a freshman, has done a great job this season for Laurel Highlands. Number 5, Taylor Swartfager, the leading scorer for the Mustangs, a 5'9" junior listed at guard and forward. Number 10, Chloe Price, a 5'9" sophomore listed at guard and forward. Number 15, Taylor Irwin, one of our 2 seniors on this Laurel Highlands team. She's listed at 5'10" in guard and forward. We're curious to see how she will be used and how long she may or may not be left on the court. She is in the captain's meeting right now. Of course, Taylor has missed time with an injury, and we wish her the very best moving forward. And number 23, Maddie Brooks, a 5'8" senior, listed at forward and center. Laurel Highlands under the direction of first-year head coach Rick Hill. And now just 40 seconds away to get this one started.
Josh, I got a little breaking news here for you, a little out-of-town scoreboard. Gabble Catholic 19, Sierra Catholic 28 at the half.
Wow.
So Sierra Catholic with a 9-point lead at the half, which is a little bit of a surprise.
That is very surprising. Of course, Geibel enjoying a great season. Bill, I had to look this up because when I came off a commercial, I had said the Yough Lady Cougars joining us tonight, traveling down, and I paused because I thought a couple different ways to get to Uniontown. I first said traveling down the 119 corridor. We'll finish that conversation in a minute. We'll pause here as Mr. Jason Taylor introduces the starting lineups and the national anthem here at Laurel Highlands High School. And now we'll see both teams introduced. But, Bill, to finish that earlier thought, my mind initially went to 119. I'm not sure why. And then I thought, no, if you're coming from Yough High School, you're going to travel more than likely 70 to 51. And then south to Uniontown. And I looked up which way is actually quicker. Now, according to the map application on my phone, the 70 to 51 route is 32 miles and 44 minutes from here. The 119 route is 32 miles, the same distance, but 50 minutes.
Oh, so what, 8 minutes?
8-minute difference, yeah.
Same mileage, I know what route I'd take. So it depends on if you're traveling by bus, you can't go over to one single lane covered bridge. So
right, that's true too.
So,
that may have some influence on it.
Yes, depends on how you're getting here.
Lady Cougars ready to go. Laurel Highlands won the JV contest by 11 points after a very competitive start for that particular game. And, Bill, we've got a great officiating crew tonight. What a crew. This is an all-star officiating crew.
Well, I know 2 to 3. Do you know all 3?
I believe I do.
Okay, good.
We got Mr. Levander. I'm going to
Yes.
put my glasses on to confirm this. Mr. Butler.
Mr. Butler.
And the gentleman on the far right, I believe, is Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, see, I don't know him. Which might be a good thing.
Yeah, Bill, sometimes the officials do recognize you.
Yeah, they recognize me. Sometimes they get me confused.
With your brother.
For my brother, or
Yeah.
for you sometimes even.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, we do have a good crew here tonight. Mr.
Yes.
Levander, Mr. Butler, who I know, I will vouch for him on any occasion. So,
Yeah, very good. Very, very good crew.
so I look for a solid officiated game. We shouldn't have to complain too much tonight. But Josh, I haven't been able to do very many Lady Mustang games this season, so I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Yeah, me too. And this is essentially our Friday, which makes it even better.
That's even better.
And also, more or less, a 4-day weekend, if you'd like to see it that way.
Yeah.
Super Bowl on Sunday.
All kinds of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of fun stuff.
So Taylor Irwin's still in the huddle here.
Yeah, apparently she's going to start the game.
Great to see her play. She was
I like to see her hit a corner three just to start the game.
so valuable to this team over the last few seasons. Of course, the Lady Mustangs have been very, very good over the last few seasons. And entering the center circle for the Mustangs will be Brooks.
Oh, look what we have here, Josh. I don't know if you see what's happening here, but
Oh, I do. Taylor has got a spot under the basket, and they're going to toss an easy one down to her. And she's got a rebound and 2 points tonight. And everyone coming out to meet her. That's awesome.
Josh, that right there, we might be able to make Sports Center with that one. Sports Center still around?
I think so, but I'm not sure. ESPN, boy, it's changed a lot. And certainly an emotional moment for the Lady Mustangs, but a great one. Taylor Irwin picking up a bucket. So after 8 seconds, the Lady Mustangs lead. And a wonderful gesture from both teams, Laurel Highlands and Yough. And I'm not sure that we're ready to resume play yet.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to return the favor.
Oh,
here, Josh.
okay. Easy one up and in for Yough.
Now let's play basketball.
And that's going to be Carly Fitzgibbons who gets the 2 for Yough. That is a nice gesture. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that, Bill. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice moment there.
Fitzgibbons, of course, the senior starting for Yough tonight. Fitzgibbons is going to come out here with the rebound. And Carly charging across the timeline. Swinging this one around. Daisy Miller wants to go short corner. Fitzgibbons had run a C-cut there and popped out on the far side. She's going to send Jaden Vay in motion, moves the ball our way. This is going to be Gates. Gates is tied up by Price. Chloe Price, the sophomore for Laurel Highlands. A really dynamic player, 7.5 points per game, and really helps a great deal on both sides of the floor. Fitzgibbons will send this one in. She stands on the M&U and Mustangs. She wants to go inside here quickly to Maya Broadwater, and Broadwater is going to be fouled on her way up. Foul will be called against 23 for Laurel Highlands. That is our other senior, Maddie Brooks. Score 2-2 after 54 seconds. Broadwater sends this one on the way, and good. Just a great gesture to start this game. Some really fine sportsmanship there. And Bill, we've got an interesting update here as Broadwater gets both, and the Cougars lead by 2. And a steal here on the inbound pass. This is actually going to result in another bucket here from a cutting Daisy Miller after Broadwater comes up with the steal, and it's 6-2. Jason Black from the Connellsville Daily Courier, another steal here by Miller, working with us tonight. He's the sports editor for the Daily Courier. How about this? Halftime in Mount Pleasant. Ringgold 23, Mount Pleasant 17.
Oh, man, big second quarter for Ringgold.
Yes.
And here the Lady Mustangs are having a little bit of trouble with this full court press from the Lady Cougars, so hopefully we can get that figured out.
Miller at the foul line. This one on the way will roll in, and a timeout going to be taken here. Mr. Dan Butler signaling for a 30-second timeout.
Timeout for, it looked like the Cougars.
I believe it was the Cougars.
Which was an interesting timeout in my book.
Mr. Butler looked that way. So how about this, Bill? I've got a great trivia question for you tonight. And I'm going to give you multiple choice. Maybe the next break will reveal the answer. And I'm also going to tell you that I had to research this significantly to confirm that I had the correct answer because I saw it reported different years. So, Yough, their mascots, the Cougars. The last wild cougar believed to be living in Pennsylvania was shot and killed in the 19th century. And this date comes from Penn State, and given that they are the Nittany Lions, as Miller stands at the foul line, misses this one. Haven Harris initially had the ball, gets it to Price. I'm assuming Penn State has the correct date, and I also saw this reported by the Miami Herald in Miami, Florida. Florida has the only remaining native cougar population on the East Coast. There's a population of wild cougars that live in the Everglades. As Swartfager sends this in from the sideline, gets this one now to 31, Samantha Williams. Williams going to work away from us to Brooks, and now here's a three-point shot on the way for Price. No good. Swartfager's going to try to tip the rebound out. Fitzgibbons, though, able to secure it. She wants to lead one ahead to Haven Harris. Check that to Daisy Miller, and the ball is knocked away by Laurel Highlands. We'll stay with Yough, though, with 6:33 to play in the first quarter. Ball sent in. Near corner, this is Gates. Gates loses control of it, but it's saved by Yough. Shot here from Vey off the mark. Rebound's going to go to Swartfager. Taylor pulls this one out. A big leading pass to Haven Harris. Harris wants to go one more and will to Price, and Price is fouled inside. And Chloe Price will step up to the foul line.
Yeah, nice pass there by Harris. Found Chloe Price wide open underneath the basket. Lady Cougars, all they could do was foul to stop the bucket. See if it ends up being a good foul or not, Josh.
First one on the way for Price is good. So, Bill, the last wild cougar, these are going to be your choices. A, 1836, B, 1850, C, 1871, excuse me, or D, 1881, as Price gets both. Or, excuse me, yes, she does get both, to make it 7-4. Last wild cougar in Pennsylvania was shot in Berks County in either 1836, 1850, 1871, or 1881. This year coming from both the Miami Herald and Penn State University. Penn State, of course, is the Nittany Lions, which references the one-time cougar population in Center County. Ball stolen here by Price on the far sideline. Price looking for a target, able to get one through to Abby Grady, who's recently checked in, and now Swartfager's fouled on the baseline. I think they've got number 15, Maya Broadwater, here.
Yes, you're correct there, Josh. That was a hip check. Would make the players on Pittsburgh Penguins jealous there.
Yes. Good inside look here to Swartfager. Taylor cannot get that one to go off the rim, and it's Fitzgibbons, who's going to lead one down to Miller, and Miller drops in another one. She's got 5 points tonight with 5:55 to play, and Yough leading by 5. The Lady Cougars off to a quick start here. Haven Harris pulls this one back on the far wing, goes to Taylor Swartfager. She's going to take the open three. This one catches the net only and is out of play with 5:43 to play.
Yeah, Josh, you mentioned that Laurel Highlands Ringgold game from, what was that, earlier in the week?
Yes. Monday evening, I believe.
Taylor Swartfager had 21 of the 29 points in that one.
29-20 final score. A low-scoring game. Yes. They're going to get Fitzgibbons here with a foul.
Physical game so far, Josh.
Yeah, very physical game.
Only 2.5 minutes in, we got 5 fouls already.
And that's with probably the first 25 seconds just being the two seniors with an opportunity to score.
Yes.
Chloe Price going to work left here on Vey. Swartfager drifts to our wing. Now Price cuts back through the lane, floats one up for two. Hard off the base of the rim, no good. Rebound will be tracked down here by Miller. Miller flips one over to Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons goes up off the glass, and she's fouled. And I think we've got Brooks here.
And Josh, neither team is very deep, so this many fouls this early is a little worrisome.
They do.
And we got blood again. We got another Lady Mustang with blood. Samantha Williams was bleeding here a few seconds ago. You may have missed looking up your trivia question. But we have another Lady Mustang. It looks like Maddie Brooks is drawing some blood.
Yeah, and a white uniform, too. That's never good.
No, that's tough to keep clean. Oh, no, that's Maddie Brooks' second foul, Josh.
Brooks has two at the 5:17 mark.
Yeah, that's not good.
Fitzgibbons sends this one on the way. No good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Swartfager, who gets tied up. Ball awarded to Laurel Highlands.
Yeah, Josh, I mentioned we haven't done very many games together recently. I kind of forgot about your trivia questions, and hopefully we'll have some celebrities watching tonight for celebrity birthdays.
Oh, yeah, we got some celebrity
birthdays. I heard
birthdays.
Justin Timberlake was watching on Saturday.
Yeah. JT.
On his birthday.
On his birthday. 45 years old.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Little drive here, cut off. Gates not able to find anything going. Fitzgibbons.
Double dribble, travel, some kind of violation.
On the far sideline. Carly Fitzgibbons 2 points here in the early stages of this game. 5 points for Daisy Miller and 2 points for Broadwater. Here's Taylor Swartfager. Swartfager will move it to our wing to Haven Harris. Harris trying to keep this one away from Fitzgibbons.
Y'all playing very aggressive defensively.
Yes, they are. Grady's going to work away from us to Price. Now here's Swartfager. Miller doing a good job. Nice screen here by Haven Harris. Swartfager finds the lane, floats one up, no good on the shot. Rebound tracked by Fitzgibbons, who's pinned on the baseline, able to swing. No, she's not.
Stepped out. I was going to say, good job getting out of it.
Laurel Highlands able to force a turnover here with 4:24 to play. Haven Harris off the baseline will find Price. Price to Swartfager for three. This one on the glass and back out to Grady. Strong rebound here. And Grady flips one up off the glass and through the hoop. Good work here by the freshman. And a quick turnover results in 2 more points. And now the Lady Mustangs look to be playing their style of game. Quick defense. Taking away the passing lanes. Yough able to get this one down the court. A little collision here under the bucket. No good on the shot from Broadwater. She gets her own rebound initially. Now Grady's going to take it away, and I think Grady's fouled here by number 23, Gates. That's going to be 7 fouls so far in this game.
That's the fourth team foul on the Lady Cougars. So we could see a lot of foul shots here in this first quarter, Josh.
Chloe Price will send this one in to Taylor Swartfager. Swartfager patiently across the timeline. Good inside look to Taylor, and Swartfager made that look easy. Again, her quickness on display, and that's going to cue up a timeout here by head coach Rick Hill. Taylor Swartfager now 4 points very quickly. 30-second timeout taken by Laurel Highlands. So our South Union Township trivia question, again, very quickly. The last confirmed Cougar in Pennsylvania was shot and killed in one of these following years, 1836, 1850, 1871, 1881. This year reported by Penn State. Of course, Penn State, their moniker, the Nittany Lion, references the native cougar population that once lived in Center County. And I will tell you this, too, based upon the article I read from the Miami Herald, the last wild cougar on the East Coast that did not live in Florida was shot and killed in the state of Maine in 1938. So since 1938, no known wild cougars on the East Coast outside of Florida, which is hard to believe.
Wow, yeah. Kind of crazy.
Ball sent into Fitzgibbons. Now Yough going to work the other way to Gates, and a long pass to Fitzgibbons, and they find a cutting Miller down the middle. They go one more to Broadwater, and she's fouled.
Yeah, a lot of fouls, foul fest. Lady Mustangs on a 6-0 run. Tie it up. Let's see what happens here at the foul line.
Again, Mount Pleasant and Ringgold at halftime. Ringgold can win this game, and it will not matter against the Lady Vikings tonight as long as the Lady Mustangs prevail. First shot on the way here and good. The last time Yough and Laurel Highlands met, a good game, a 4-point game.
And
42-38.
And Josh, Gobble Catholic has just tied it up at the end of the third, 34-34.
That's a great game. Geibel, of course, enjoying a really, really impressive season, which I like to see, Bill, because when I was a kid, Geibel athletics were tremendous, considering, of course, Geibel, a smaller school. They had really strong athletic programs.
Especially on the girls' side. Josh, basketball, I think he won 4 WPIALs in a row.
Even had some strong football teams at that time.
Boys basketball team has always been solid, but the girls was unreal.
Tie up here going to be awarded.
Of course, your buddy Mr. George Bortz was the coach of that.
Yes.
Coach of that team.
And the book that you shared with me, good photograph of him.
Yes.
In that book. They go back to Miller. Good lead here to Vey. Vey goes up for 2 and we'll have it. Vey scores for the first time tonight. She is the 4th Cougar to score in this game. The Cougars have 14 points divided by 4 players. Here's Taylor Swartfager across the timeline, working on Vey. She's going to first go to her left. Now she's looking for a target to her right, and she sends it our way. She finds Kaylee Milsom now up top to Grady. Working away from us now, far wing is Harris. Up top to Price. Price has a lane as Miller overplayed that one, but the shot is no good. Grady tracks the rebound near corner, then has the ball poked away and out of play. And this one is going to go to Yough.
Tough call there, Josh. I thought that went out on the Cougars.
I did too. I think
and
from our perspective, it looked like it hit Broadwater on the way out.
And there's some rough play there. I was expecting a foul, honestly.
Gates going to fire one over to Fitzgibbons, who loses it.
Oh, Mr. Butler got in the way. The Butler did it.
That one.
They had her trapped. They had her trapped too, Josh. Unfortunate play there for the Lady Mustangs. Looks like they're dropping in a little 2-1-2 zone.
Ball up top to Fitzgibbons, comes our way. 3-point look on the way. This one hits nothing, but is saved by Miller.
Good hands
and then
there.
Lost. Yeah.
Is that Grady?
I think that was Grady.
Yeah, good hands.
Got a hand in. Abby Grady does a good job. Again, Bill, she's a freshman.
Yeah, playing a lot of young girls, you know.
Shot coming from Gates. This one again off the mark. This time the rebound is saved on the baseline. And the ball taken away by the Cougars. Inside, Fitzgibbons gets this one to roll off the front of the rim, and she's got 4 points. 16-10, 1:47 to play. Ball comes into Price. Price avoids the double team, gets the far sideline, taking the left lane in front of a good number of spectators here tonight at Laurel Highlands High School. Pass deflected, but ultimately it gets through to Swartfager, and Taylor's going to pull this one out. Looked at Price in the paint. Now works away from us to Haven Harris. Grady's going to cut through. Coming to help, number 12, Milsom. Back to Swartfager. 1:16 to play in the first quarter. They load up Chloe Price for 3, and this one just off the mark. Rebound pulled out by Miller. Miller nearly has the ball taken away by Price. Yough able to gain the timeline, and now with 1 minute and 4 seconds, it will be Carly Fitzgibbons who takes her time out by the LH, and this pass is nearly jumped. Swartfager had a good beat on that one. Fitzgibbons, the 5'4" senior for Yough. And in the Yough starting lineup tonight, we had 3 sophomores, a junior, and a senior, so Yough also a relatively young team. New players for the Lady Cougars coming to the score table. Here's Fitzgibbons, sends it our way to Gates. Gates nearly travels with the basketball, gets it out of her hands, back to Fitzgibbons at the last minute. A wild shot, rebounded inside. Twisting and turning there is Broadwater, can't get it to go. Now a pile up inside, a block here by Maddie Brooks, and Brooks on top of the basketball to tie it up with 36.5 seconds.
Josh, did Maddie Brooks just block out from her knees?
I think so, yeah.
That was incredible.
Maddie Brooks she's solid inside.
You know, Josh, it's crazy. You know, the Lady Cougars are missing badly on these threes, but they're getting these wild rebounds that are bouncing all over the place somehow. And they're on a 6-0 run, Josh. This has been the game of 6-0 runs.
Among the new players to check in for Yough, 42, Abby Kosalder, 5'9" sophomore in. She's going to play the middle here. Swartfager draws some contact against Bella Dolcary. Dolcary also just checked into the game. Look at the pass by Price to try to get it to Taylor. Now pops it out to Grady. Price out of the corner for three. This one off the mark. Rebound going to be secured by Gates. Gates leading the charge with 2 seconds. Has to let it go. This one on the way off the front of the rim, and that's going to do it for the first quarter here. 16-10 in favor of Yough over Laurel Highlands. After one period, we'll take a short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
This is Dr. Alyssa Lorenz of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Common issues like difficulty with swallowing, frequent heartburn, recurrent abdominal pain, bowel habit problems, and rectal bleeding are often easily diagnosed and treated. Dr. Calabrese Stokes, Hoppy, and I are local gastroenterologists that are here to help. For more information, call our Uniontown office at 724-437-7677.
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Hey, happy birthday today to former SNL star and comedian Tim Meadows. Many of you may remember Tim from his film and acting roles in the 1990s and early 2000s. Born today in 1961. Today is the 36th day of the year. 36 days into 2026. 8 minutes put back on the clock for quarter number 2.
The Lady Cougars have to send a 5th player into the game. They must start the
wanted to play with 4.
Yeah, they wanted to play give Lady Mustangs a little power play action.
I've often wondered what basketball would look like if you had the penalty box. There's a turnover by Price. Price is going to walk this one in. Up off the glass and good. And a great start here for Laurel Highlands. Price picks up another basket. She had 2 points in that first quarter from the foul line. Swartfager's going to be fouled here, and the fouls bill just continue to come. I know they're reset, but individually they continue to come.
Unfortunately, that one's going to be on the floor, I believe, so Taylor's not going to get to the foul line instead. They'll have to take it out of bounds. You know, amazingly enough, Josh, there's 3 minutes and some seconds left with Yough having 4 fouls and didn't pick up a 5th. So they kind of cleaned it up a little bit.
Here's Swartfager for 3. This one off the side of the iron, no good. Rebound going to be pulled down by Price inside. And Price will be called with a travel as she could not gain her footing there.
You know, Josh, the Lady Mustangs, they're getting some really good looks, though. I mean, they're missing the threes, but they're getting a lot of really good looks. You got to think one of those is going to drop pretty soon.
Nice pass here to Dolcary, who cut off the far side. Pass had come by way of Kosalter. They go back to Kosalter, top of the key. She nearly has the ball pulled out by number 3, Gracie Seaside. Gracie, also a freshman. This tie-up will go to Laurel Highlands. Again, the Lady Mustangs just need to win tonight. A win, period. Doesn't matter what happens between Ringgold and Mount Pleasant. Laurel Highlands goes to the playoffs. If both teams win, Laurel Highlands goes. If they both lose, Laurel Highlands goes. Swartfager trying to find some purchase here against Fitzgibbons. Moves it away, now back up top to Price. Price sizing up the situation. Going to make her move. Nice move here against Broadwater. Price battling through the lane. Oh, no.
Oh, that was a good
Euro
step.
Yes. I really like that.
You know, Josh, we were just talking about this the other day with somebody. You know how difficult it is to officiate games now with all these Euro steps. You know, players are getting so creative with them, and they practice them so much. It's hard to officiate those.
Coming back the other way, Vey, short corner, wants to go inside to Broadwater. Ball knocked away and saved by Swartfager. A steal here for Taylor with 6:38 to play in the second quarter, and Laurel Highlands trailing by 4. Swartfager going to take this one herself. Drives through the lane, goes up with a floater, no good. Little collision here between Price and Fitzgibbons. And
another foul.
Yeah, Swartfager came up with the basketball. She's going to be fouled, I believe, by Vay.
You know, Josh, one thing I've noticed about this game so far, though, the Lady Mustangs, they haven't got very many offensive rebounds. You know, they're getting a lot of steals. You know, they're getting a lot of deflections, but not very many offensive rebounds. We'll see how that comes into play in the rest of the second quarter.
And note this, that foul was not on Jaden Vay. They recorded the foul on number 5, Carly Fitzgibbons, who obviously is an important piece of this Yough team, and that's her second foul as the ball smacked away here by Dolcarry. And Fitzgibbons has come out of the game.
Yeah, that was her second, Josh. You know, want to try to keep her from getting that third early.
Oh, definitely. Laurel Highlands sends this one in from the sideline. Again, a good crowd here tonight. We are expecting some snow tomorrow, somewhere in the ballpark of maybe 2 or 3 inches here in the city of Uniontown and surrounding areas. Stole by Dolcarry, far sideline. Haven Harris and Brooks get both ahead of her, and I think that's a good no call there, Bill. I don't think there's really any contact. You could call a foul. The ball will stay with Yough.
I agree. That was very good defense by Maddie Brooks, who she has to be careful. She picked up 2 in that first quarter, Josh.
Yes.
So that was a very good defense to avoid picking up the third.
Inside give to Broadwater, who's going to be blocked by Swartfager. Taylor does it all. Loose ball goes to Maddie Brooks, and the senior Maddie Brooks cut off short. No! She continued to fight toward the basket and was blocked here by Daisy Miller.
That was a nice block there, Josh.
Yeah. I thought for sure Miller was coming so fast, I thought she was just going to run Brooks over. She did a good job not contacting her.
No, that was a very nice play.
There's a pass to Brooks. Brooks tied up by Vay, ball taken away. This one pushed ahead to Dolcarry. One more to Miller. Miller up off the glass for 2. And Miller's got 7 points tonight. The Yough Cougars lead 18-12. Haven Harris has one eye way down the court to Brooks. That would have been a touchdown pass. Something Drake may maybe have tried. On the drive here, Swartfager fouled on the drive, and she gets the bucket.
Oh. Who's this foul going to be on, Josh?
We'll see what Mr. Butler reports.
12.
12, that's Bella Dolcarry.
Oh, that's her second foul, it looks like. She's scoreless so far tonight.
Swartfager with 6. This is her first trip to the foul line. She's the second Lady Mustang to go to the foul line tonight. The first was Chloe Price. Price and Swartfager, great 1-2 punch. You get them both back next season. Swartfager hits the shot here.
The 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
That's right. Indeed, the old-fashioned way, as we talked about pregame before our broadcast started. Vay going to lose control of the basketball here. Haven Harris moves this one to Swartfager. I don't know that Taylor would do this, but with the WPIAL starting girls flag football, I think Taylor would be a great flag football player. Here's a 3-pointer from Haven Harris. And Harris is on the scorebook to tie the game, Bill.
Yeah, a little run here. Are we on 6-0 or 8-0, Josh?
I believe that should be 6-0.
Another 6-0 run?
Yeah, 18-12. And now it's 18-18.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you on the Taylor Swartfager flag football thing. I think she could definitely.
Oh, I think for sure.
Definitely be a participant and do quite well.
I think she has a remarkable, and she is able to pull this one off the baseline. She gets so low, and I think it's her quickness and the balance, her ability to change direction very, very quickly. Good looking pass here to Paschke, who's got a good jump shot, but this one off the mark. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Miller. Miller goes ahead to Dolcarry. Dolcarry pulls it up on the near wing. A tie game, 18-all, 4:35 to play here. And this is a wild shot from Gates off the mark, but Broadwater's there to clean it up.
There's another one of those rebounds, Josh, on a bad miss with an offensive rebound and a chance for an and one.
This one going to go against Taylor Swartfager. That's her first, team's first.
And Josh, I think, just from watching Taylor on the basketball court, I think she could probably play any sport out there.
Oh, I think so
and
too,
be pretty successful.
Yeah, I think so. She strikes me as somebody who, even if she had never played the game before, she would be pretty quickly capable, regardless of the sport.
Josh, looking, Gobble Catholic is taking the lead by 1 with 50 seconds left.
Would love to see Geibel Catholic win that game. They're well ahead of us. Of course, we had senior night here tonight. Ball goes to Harris. 3-point shot on the way off the rim. Paschke, nice rebound inside.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, man. But, Josh, like I said, another good look at the three-pointer for the Lady Mustangs, though. Harris just had that one knocked down a few minutes ago. Another good look by her. Just couldn't get to go. Good block.
Yeah, Chloe Price denying there. And Vey, on our roster, listed at 5'9". Chloe Price also listed at 5'9". Price was way off the floor there to get that block. No good on the shot on this side. They want to go back to Vey, but the overpass goes right to Haven Harris. Yough leading by 3, and this one thrown away. End of the third quarter in Westmoreland County. Lady Vikings 29, Lady Rams 27.
It's a good third quarter for the Vikings.
Yeah.
See what happens in that fourth. Hopefully they have a good fourth.
Yeah, we want head coach from Mount Pleasant, Scott Hillen. We got a timeout taken here by Yough. We want Scott Hillen to want to keep pushing his team and win that game. 3:45 here in the second. And of course, again, that game that we are reporting to you, numbers coming from Jason Black, the sports editor at the Connellsville Daily Courier. Does not matter what happens in that game. As long as Laurel Highlands wins here, Ringgold could win that game by 100, and it would not matter.
Would not matter. Because, of course, the Lady Mustangs beat Ringgold twice earlier this season.
That's right.
They got that tiebreaker.
Those games, very different games. The earlier game, significantly higher scores for both teams. Laurel Highlands won a lower scoring game earlier this week. Today, February 5th, also a significant date in the history of Mexico, our neighbor to the south. Today, in 1917, the current Constitution of Mexico was adopted. So that Constitution now has been in effect for 109 years. Ball goes into Fitzgibbons. Quick one back to Miller. Then they go to Gates. Now coming back this way. Cutting down the court is Broadwater. She moves it to Miller. Again, a wild shot off the mark. Rebound tracked down by Vey. Yough with their original starters back in the game. Here's a shot by Gates, and I'm not sure how she made that.
Well, I think she got away with the travel, first of all, Josh, and Coach Hill does as well.
Swartfager facing the double team. Vey and Fitzgibbons trying to seal her off. They get to Price in the middle. Price able to gain the timeline, working against Gates, and now Miller. Swartfager will cycle back up, receive the ball. Vey steps out with her. Swartfager testing the waters here, pun intended, against Yough. Now Swartfager going to move it this way to Paschke. Paschke cut off by number 5, Fitzgibbons. Swinging it all the way around to Haven Harris. They want to go one more, but the one more is taken away by Miller. Miller gets it to Gates. Gates across the timeline with 2:50 to play on the drive. Now she sort of falls away and lets the shot go. Broadwater, though, gets the rebound. Moves it to Miller. No good. Broadwater again trying to get the ball out. And we're going to have no tie-up. Okay, a late tie-up.
Yeah, that was a late whistle there.
Yeah, because Paschke had already hit the floor. Kosalter will check back in. I again want to thank Yough head coach Brian Zanaver.
Looks like Yauch's on a 5-0 run here, Josh.
Looking for that 6th point. Ball comes into Gates, and there's spoken into existence of Gates goes 1 for 2. Gates will be the 4th Lady Cougar to go to the foul line.
Well, Josh, of course, she's going to get 3 shots, though. She was shooting a 3 there.
Oh,
I believe.
Yough has been relatively strong from the foul line as well. Shot on the way here. This one no good. But Coach Zanaver was very clear when he was going over the roster with me about who he would use and when. He had this mapped out.
Oh, that's a lane violation. That's a lane violation.
Mr. Levander going to explain everything here. Tosses it to Mr. Butler.
Mr. Levander's giving a little clinic.
And Mr. Levander's the right guy for that. He is very, very good at explaining. Really, what you need are those Turkey Foot Valley Area 1 calls and Mr. Levander to make them. Then the explanations would be perfect. Mr. Levander is a very, very good teacher.
Oh, no, Josh, you're right. They caught a 2-pointer she was shooting earlier. I'll stand corrected.
Unless they waved off a shot, though. They may have for the lane violation.
But she still would get 2 shots, don't you think? If it was a 3.
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
I would think, but so.
Well, we'll leave that up to.
Yeah. Oh, there's an open field tackle.
Hopefully everyone's okay. Price helped back to her feet. Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, she looks all right. Favoring her left knee a little bit, looks like, though.
That was 2 on Chloe Price. Both teams have 3 fouls this quarter as a team. Fitzgibbons a little contact here, and Taylor Swartfager nearly takes the pass away. They flip it back to Miller. Miller wants to go one more, and no foul. Good rebound by Williams on the miss from Gates. Now coming back the other way. Seaside looking for help. She's going to find Haven Harris. Harris pulls up for the jumper. Off the mark, somehow saved by Gates. I have no idea how she did that. She appeared to be over the baseline. Swartfager with the interception. And this one on the way off the side of the rim, no good. Quick rebound for Laurel Highlands, blocked by Miller. Ball going to be tracked by Harris. Now she goes corner. Middle peg look to Williams. Back to Harris. Haven Harris has this one roll around the rim and out. Rebound tipped away by Fitzgibbons. 1:30 to play. Fitzgibbons wants Miller in the paint. Miller flips one up. It catches the rim, catches the glass, and then drops through. And Miller has 9 points here in this first half. Coming back the other way, Chloe Price. Working off the wing. It's a 7-point game. Price through the lane going to be fouled with 1:11 to play. This will be 4 fouls against the Lady Cougars.
And Josh, it's a final. Sierra Catholic 51, Gable 50.
Oh, no. I thought you were using some reverse psychology on me there and giving me the...
But Josh, you know what? I was thinking about this as, when we picked up the score at halftime. It might be actually beneficial for Gable to pick up a loss now, heading into the playoffs.
Get that out of your
there's
system.
No pressure. I mean, of course they're going to have pressure, but the pressure lessens a little bit, I think, if you have a loss instead of being undefeated headed in. But, Josh, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the girls' single A only has 8 teams in the bracket. There's only two conferences.
Quick playoff run, and look at this, Bill. The Lady Cougars throw one away.
Unforced.
Chloe Price, by the way, so far tonight, 6 points, 4 of 4 from the foul line. 1:09 to play. Plenty of time for the Mustangs to chip into this Lady Cougar lead. Ball goes to Swartfager. She goes top of the key.
7, that was the largest lead of the game by either team.
Surprised we did not see a foul call here. And Yough needs to be careful because the next time they foul, Laurel Highlands will shoot. Broadwater reaching in, and again no foul call. That is incredible. Nice fake here by Haven Harris up top to Price. Price makes her move through the lane. Drew some contact from Broadwater. Now Swartfager trying to flip one up. No good. Rebound pulled down by the Lady Cougars. Pass ahead to Gates. The Lady Mustangs in hot pursuit. Here's Gates floating one up. No good. 30 seconds on the clock. Rebound goes to Grady. She moves it to Price. Price going to split defenders now right down the lane. Up off the glass for 2, and Price has it. Great first half here for Chloe Price. It's a 3-point game. The Lady Cougars carefully trying to gain the timeline. Price will not let that happen. She smacks the ball away and now has it to Haven Harris. Little fake here to Grady. 4 seconds. They get it to a wide open Taylor Swartfager, who pulls up, and this one no good. 25-22. The score will remain here at halftime. Laurel Highlands High School on the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice. We'll step aside for a few minutes and calculate some stats for you. When we come back, we'll have your halftime statistics and your third quarter just around the corner here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown is a proud supporter of youth sports. Smith Lewis Chess was established in November of 1988 with offices in Uniontown and Indiana, PA. Their firm was established with professionals capable of providing a diversified range of services with a commitment to quality control and at the same time providing opportunities for their employees to experience interesting and rewarding careers. Contact Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown today. They are located at 670 Cherry Tree Lane in Uniontown. Phone 724-438-7088. That's 724-438-7088 for Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown.
Some things just go together, like bread and butter, blue jeans and Saturdays, best friends and phone calls. And a great match? You and discounts from Erie Insurance. It's like this. Safety features in your car will have you paying less for your auto insurance. And pay off your Erie auto policy all at once, and you'll save up to 7% more. On your homeowner's policy, you earn discounts that start at age 46 and go up each time you celebrate a birthday. There are more discounts, too, for things like home safety features and even teenage drivers. And the savings keep adding up. When you have your auto and home covered with Erie, you get a discount. Buy a life policy with us, and the savings can get even better. At Erie Insurance, above all in service means making life a little easier on you and on your wallet. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. Your local Erie agent is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Discount terms and amounts may vary by state. See your local Erie agent for details.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here with you tonight. 25-22, Yough over Laurel Highlands at halftime. And the last score that we received from Jason Black, this came to us at 8:05 p.m., so 20 minutes ago, was the end of the third quarter. Mount Pleasant leading Ringgold 29-27. If Mount Pleasant wins that game, the result of this game does not matter, because Laurel Highlands could afford to lose here tonight to Yough and ultimately still reach the playoffs. Scoring through the first half for Laurel Highlands, 8 for Chloe Price, 7 for Taylor Swartfager, 3 points for Haven Harris, 2 points for Abby Grady, 2 points for Taylor Irwin. On the Yough side, 9 points for Daisy Miller, 7 points for Maya Broadwater, 5 points for Carly Fitzgibbons, and 2 points each for Jaden Vay and Evelyn Gates. Again, your score 25-22. So, Bill, do you have a guess when the last wild cougar in Pennsylvania was killed? 1836, 1850, 1871, 1881.
Josh, before I give you my answer, I was really disappointed you didn't have an 1867 answer choice there. But I'm going to go with 1881.
That is a very, very good guess, Bill. The correct answer is 1871, according to Penn State. According to Penn State, there are multiple sources that report the year as 1874. This happened in Berks County, so the opposite side of the state. But Penn State and several other newspapers across the nation reported that as 1871. And the only state in the eastern U.S. with a population of wild cougars is Florida. Now, you'll still find wild cougars in the western portion of the nation, especially in the Rocky Mountain states, in Mexico, in Canada. Obviously, the cougar is the largest big cat in North America. It does go by different names around the country. In Florida, they are referred to as panthers. You'll hear them referred to in some parts of the southern U.S. historically as catamounts, mountain lions. Obviously, the Nittany lion references Mount Nittany in Center County. And the word cougar is probably the most generally used term for that particular animal. Cougars in the wild can reach up to 200 pounds, so not really the sort of animal you want to run into by accident.
No, I hope I don't run into any on any camping trips or anything.
Right now, Laurel Highlands, and we're waiting to hear from Jason Black at the Connellsville Daily Courier. He is the sports editor there. We appreciate his help tonight. Laurel Highlands trailing by 3. They only need to win if somehow Ringgold beats Mount Pleasant tonight, and I'm assuming that game is probably over. The last score we received was from the end of the third quarter in Mount Pleasant, 29-27.
About what time was that, Josh?
That message was sent to me at 8:05 p.m.
Yeah, I would think it's probably over. Mr. Black is just keeping us in suspense.
He is. Hope he's not doing it on purpose.
Hopefully he doesn't forget about us.
Right, I hope not. That would be not good.
Because we can't give score updates the whole game, then no final.
Right. And I don't see it reported yet anywhere else online. Not at this particular moment anyway. Several girls basketball games happening tonight around our region. Ringgold at Mount Pleasant, Yough, and Laurel Highlands, Deer Lakes taking on Greensburg-Salem, Central Catholic. Ligonier Valley at South Allegheny, Fraser at Jeanette, Monessen at Clareton. And right now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen both in that Ringgold game. We're waiting on the score and this one. How about this, Bill? Now, this is complete speculation. Speculation on what conference the Uniontown Red Raiders football team will likely appear in the fall. And this particular speculation has Uniontown, who had been independent, rejoining the WPIAL for football with Laurel Highlands alongside South Fayette, Ringgold, Montour, and others to be determined in this particular speculation. This individual believes that those teams should be together.
To be determined.
To be determined, yes.
That's kind of interesting. Like, why wouldn't you just give the rest of the teams you think would be in there?
Right. I don't know if
why name.
He's trying to promote maybe reading an article or
check him out later.
Yeah.
Subscribe to his channel. Give him a thumbs up or something. Man, but that's a little bit of a Route 51 conference there, Josh.
Yes, it is.
And I mean, you would think you didn't say Thomas Jefferson, did you?
I did not. Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson moved up though.
Yeah, they're not even. This person speculated on each section for 4A. And
yeah, because Thomas Jefferson's 5A now. That's right. I kind of, with Uniontown being independent, I kind of lost track of who was where.
Also announced today by the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pirates' Nick Gonzalez, infielder for the Pirates, plays around the infield. He will play for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, good luck to him.
That's exciting. Of course, the Winter Olympics kicking off very soon. And some speculation in the media, especially with some recent, in the world of Major League Baseball, with some recent arbitration cases settled. Speculation on what Paul Skeens may earn when he reaches arbitration. And that number could be north of $30 million per season.
Josh, I don't know if we talked about this or not, but I saw somewhere the stat of Paul Skeens' projected record if he had got the average run support. It was like 32-4 or something.
Right.
Something like that.
That was a little heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, that's just insane. And I know the wins, losses don't mean a whole lot nowadays for pitchers in baseball, but, you would like to see his record a little better than what it is.
Right, because starters rarely go as long in the game as they did even 20 or 25 years ago, so they don't necessarily get the decision as often as they did. The Yough Cougars have not come back out from the locker room.
They're taking an extended halftime.
And Mr. Taylor is hitting the horn again, and still no
Coach Hill,
Yough
he's
Cougars.
a little upset here. I think he's still trying to get some calls from the first half back. Coach, Josh, there's a couple of big NBA trades, too, the last couple of days.
I saw a few of them,
James Harden changing coast, coming over to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Yough Cougars have a few players back, and they're trying to wave the others to speed up. Yeah, I got a few notifications about that on my phone.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So those were interesting to see.
A lot of speculation there. James Harden, he seems to be one of those players. He's not happy anywhere he goes. He wears out his welcome pretty quick, it seems like. As good of a player as he is.
Yeah, he is good.
He doesn't stick around anywhere very long.
8 minutes on the clock for quarter number 3.
All right, we need
the longest fourth quarter in WPIAL history unfolding in Mount Pleasant. Still no score, no final score.
Hey, who knows? They might be in double or triple overtime.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he's waiting to give us a final in quadruple overtime.
Well, we spoke it into existence because he just texted me. Here's a shot here from Seaside. No good. Rebound going to be pulled down by Yough.
That's off her leg.
And this one's going to be awarded to the Lady Cougars in the green, who are now working left to right. Laurel Highlands working right to left. So, Bill, I'm
going to hold my breath.
Not that I want to unwind any of the suspense here.
Or should we just wait till after the game?
Well, I don't know. I might have if Ringgold had won, but they did not.
Oh.
And it was not close.
No, big fourth quarter.
Yeah, for Mount Pleasant.
Well, that's good for the Lady Mustangs.
They really put their foot down.
Well, I would like to see the Lady Mustangs come here and outscore Yough by 4 points this second half.
In the fourth quarter, Mount Pleasant outscored Ringgold 13-2.
Oh.
Final was 42-29.
Well, that's good for the Lady Mustangs, like you said. But hopefully they can get out here with a win heading into the playoffs, build a little momentum.
Yeah, I think so. I think they certainly could, and I do think you want that. Although here's Miller getting a lead up off the glass for 2 more, and now Miller
Josh, that's
has
where
11.
The Lady Mustangs have really struggled tonight, is getting back in transition. That's probably 3 or 4 easy, wide-open layups they've gotten.
Swartfeger on the near wing. But you're right, Yough has really attacked. They have moved the basketball quickly when given the opportunity. Price on the far wing sends it our way to Harris. Harris waiting for Swartfeger to come up and receive the pass. Now inside to Price. Price up off the glass and good for 2. And Chloe Price's very nice evening. Yeah, 10 points. Her nice evening continues. Miller back to Fitzgibbons. Now to Gates. Gates going to have her pocket picked by Swartfeger. Taylor dives on the floor and is tied up by Fitzgibbons.
It's going to stay here. Yough ball.
So Laurel Highlands is playoff bound. Bill, what we should have done, I wish I had thought of this.
Josh, you can't think of these great ideas 30 seconds too late. Come on.
We should have. Well, I'm thinking we should have had you speculate on what a bracket might be if Laurel Highlands had made the playoffs. Of course, beforehand we didn't know. Here's Broadwater dropping one in for 2.
Yes, I should have. And I've done that in the past, and for whatever reason, I've been pretty busy this season, so I really haven't even got to look at it very much.
Swartfeger gets an easy
right
two
down
coming
the lane.
Right back, yeah. Very easy take there, 9 points. Price has 10, Swartfeger has 9, and the Mustangs have 26. A steal here for Price. Price goes up and may have been partially blocked there by Fitzgibbons, but it doesn't matter because Chloe able to get that one back under control.
She's now high scorer in the game with 12.
Great evening for the sophomore.
Back to 1.
Ball goes opposite side and a travel here by Broadwater.
Yes, indeed. I think I believe, Josh, the biggest lead we've seen was 7 for Yough Lady Mustangs. Josh, I don't know if they've had a lead since, was it 2-0? Was that their only lead?
That may have been. If it wasn't that, it was very early in the game.
I know we had a couple ties, but I don't know if...
They might not have because Yough Miller came out pretty hot.
Yeah, I know it was 12. It was 6-2. And then it went 8-6 and 12-12 or something. 18-18. Good offensive rebound there by Harris.
Brooks trying to get one over to Price. Price is going to be called with a travel here.
Yeah, she saw the hoop too. She saw it just open up and got a little too excited there and shuffled the feet.
And a timeout going to be taken here by Yough. But, Bill, that's a great point because at the very least, one made basket here. Laurel Highlands will have their first lead in a very long time.
Very long time.
29-28 in favor of Yough. And congratulations to the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs with the Mount Pleasant victory tonight. That is going to assure the Lady Mustangs of a playoff appearance, regardless as to how this game plays out. The Ringgold Lady Rams had to win to give themselves a shot. Mount Pleasant Lady Vikings even trailed that game at halftime. Rallied in the second half and apparently really walked away with it in the fourth quarter. Ball coming from the sideline. This one going to go to Fitzgibbons. Now a quick one back to Gates. Some pressure here from Laurel Highlands. Down just one. Pass able to get through to Broadwater. Broadwater is going to be fouled by Harris, and Broadwater will shoot 2. Broadwater will be going to the foul line for the 4th time tonight. She's got 9 points, looking to add and looking to maybe put Yough ahead a few more.
Josh, good play there by Harris just to get back on defense and not give up a layup. She definitely came across the arm for a foul, but at least she didn't make the layup and one. Misses the first, so it was a good foul.
That is the first missed foul shot tonight for Broadwater. She had been 5 of 5. This one off the base of the rim, a miss. Swartfager going to be fouled inside by Vey.
So it ended up being a very good foul by Haven Harris.
Yeah, you certainly make that trade. Vey is going to pick up her first. Every player on the court right now has at least 1 foul, and a handful of them have 2. This ball knocked away, out of play.
Josh, I'm going to go out and just make a very quick prediction that the Lady Mustangs they're going to face Oakland Catholic in the first game.
Oakland Catholic, of course, playing in the historic Oakland community. Up off the glass here, no good. Coming right back is Swartfager trying to recover 2. She's going to be fouled. And Taylor will shoot 2.
Josh, I believe they played Oakland Catholic in the playoffs not that long ago.
That does sound familiar. Oakland Catholic in the Oakland community. Their facilities, their athletic facilities, also used by Carlow University. Swartfager has this one on the way, knocks that one down. Great sort of, don't know that retro is the best word, but older style gymnasium at Oakland Catholic.
There's the lead, Josh.
30-29, Taylor Swartfager gives it to them. Gates trying to recapture the lead for the Lady Cougars. She's blocked by Harris. Inside, Gates able to regain the basketball. Now Harris rips down a rebound. Nice job here by Haven. Haven creates some space, gets this one to Swartfager. Swartfager going to drive right past Vey. Now in the lane, Swartfager floats one up, cannot get it to go. Saved her rebound though, but she saves it right to Vey. Coming back the other way, this one is going to be Gates. Gates trying a scoop shot. She's going to be fouled by Price. Gates back to the line for the second time tonight. She was 0 for 2 the first time through.
And Josh, Class 4A, there's only 3 classifications.
I'm assuming, so based on that speculation, Oakland Catholic must be pretty strong.
Yes, but there'll be 13 teams in the bracket, so they may get somebody else. Oakland Catholic may pick up a bye. We'll have to see how that shakes out, I guess. Selection Sunday's Monday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll find out soon.
And that looked like a foul. Wow, man, they're hanging on her. I don't like that call there, Josh. Man, it seemed like they were just hanging on her arms.
Tied at 30. This game has been physical.
Second tie of the second half. We'll keep track of ties now, Josh.
Could be that kind of game as Brooks is going to step on the sideline. 3:47 to play in the third quarter. The Mustangs holding on to 4 timeouts. Yough has 2 timeouts left. Foul situation right now close to even for the game. Although for Laurel Highlands now, scoreboard showing Price does have 3 fouls, although at this point in the game, that doesn't quite create the urgency that it may have in the first half, certainly. Swartfager, big still to Price. Price wide open. Price going to lay this one. No, she's blocked at the last minute by Miller, yeah. They go inside to Taylor Swartfager, who draws the foul against Fitzgibbons. That's going to be 3 on Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Josh, you're okay with 3. You just want to avoid that 4th before the 4th. Swartfager just hit 2 for 2, so hopefully she's money on these 2.
Swartfager with a chance to put the Lady Mustangs back in front. Price takes a moment and talks to the Laurel Highlands assistant coaches, then will position herself near the timeline.
Hey, that was nice hustle in that last play, Josh, to get a block there.
Yeah, we have seen that.
It looked like Price had an easy layup.
We have seen that from Yough tonight. They have not given up on anything. Shot on the way from Swartfager is good.
Number 15 for Yough, she's walking a little gingerly here, Josh, on the sidelines. Hopefully she's all right. And Josh, I mistakenly wore my green outfit, Bethany College outfit tonight. I wasn't even thinking about the matchup.
I was wondering about that earlier.
I was so excited. I just got it recently.
Yough able to gain the timeline here. They go to Kosalter. She's blocked, and Brooks comes out with the basketball. And Maddie Brooks, full head of steam. Nice move. Maddie Brooks, the senior on senior night. Up off the glass, cannot get it to go. Rebound pulled down and kicked out to Seaside. That jump shot off the mark. This time the rebound goes to Price. Price drives the lane, goes up off the glass, and Chloe Price has now 14 points.
And you know what, Josh? I'm going to give Haven Harris a little bit of credit, too, on that ball. She fought in there for that rebound. She tipped it out, and the ball ended up going to Price. Nice finish by Price. Get the bucket, but nice tip out by Harris.
Right now the Mustangs lead 34-30, and again,
that's their biggest lead of the game, 4 points.
Would just be nice to see a victory here and maintain that momentum.
Yeah, Josh, you always want to head into the playoffs on a win. You don't want to kind of stumble into the playoffs on a loss, I always feel, unless you're undefeated. Then it's not quite as bad.
Right, and really, for Laurel Highlands, they might even look at themselves as having a winning streak now after having beat Ringgold.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be trending upwards, that's for sure, heading into the playoffs. You want to play your best basketball in February and March, not in December.
Miller to send this one in. She goes to Fitzgibbons. 3:01 to play here in quarter number 3. Nice move here on the far sideline to get that one through initially to Dolcarry. Then they go back to Fitzgibbons. And we're going to move this one out again to number 12, Bella Dolcarry. Up top to Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons wants help. She gets Ave to step up. 2:44 to play. Kosalter is going to throw this one away, and it goes back to Laurel Highlands. Kosalter wanted to go to Ave there. Taylor Swartfager across the timeline. Goes to Price. Price back our way to Harris.
Okay.
Harris goes to Swartfager. Now to Price again. Vey up top with Chloe Price. Price gets a pass out to Brooks. Brooks goes back to Price in the short corner.
See, I'm working
now up top to Isabella Paschke. Paschke goes to Swartfager. Baseline look, no good. But Haven Harris there to get a second chance off the glass. That one no good either.
Yeah.
And a tie-up between Swartfager and that looked like Miller for Yough. Miller to send this one in. Swartfeger in a place there to force the Lady Cougars' hand, and Yough is able to gain the timeline. They go to Fitzgibbons on the far sideline. Fitzgibbons to Kosalter. Corner jump shot on the way, no good. And right now, Laurel Highlands, especially over the last few minutes, they have more or less dictated the course of this game. They lead by 4. But it feels like the last several minutes now have really been theirs. Here's Maddie Brooks, baseline look, and Brooks gets that one.
Never give up baseline, right, Josh?
That's right. Brooks capitalized there. Used the glass really well, too.
Cut her off.
Coming back the other way. Miller can't get that one to go. Laurel Highlands up by 6 now. Swartfeger with help from Brooks. Nice pass here to Maddie. Maddie up off the glass. Can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound, and now she's fouled.
You know, Josh, a big difference right now in the game, too, is the Lady Mustangs are really controlling the boards. You know, early in the game, Yough was getting a lot of offensive rebounds. They haven't got an offensive rebound here for a while.
Right. Yeah, Laurel Highlands, I think,
fourth foul on number 5, Josh.
Sort of imposed their will, and I think if Yough loses number 5, Carly Fitzgibbons, that will probably be that. I don't know that the Lady Cougars are able to last very long without her in the game, even as she leaves. And checking in for the Cougars here is number 2, Isabella Penitz. Shot on the way for Brooks. This one is good. And Maddie Brooks has got herself 3 points tonight. And it's still here for Laurel Highlands by Brooks, although she loses that one off her leg and out of play. 37-30 with 1:16 to play. Ball comes in. First to Dolcarry, now back to Miller. Our way to Vey. Right now, Yough is looking for the timeline. They haven't found it yet. Now this one goes off of Vey's hand and out of play.
Good defense there by Taylor. Force that turnover there, Josh. The Lady Mustangs have really just turned it up defensively. They've outscored Yough by 10.
They really have, Bill. Here's Brooks for 3. This one rolls around the rim and out.
They get back here, though.
Although Miller does a nice job escaping some trouble. Fires one off the glass, no good. Laurel Highlands has done a better job inside, and they certainly here in the second half appear to be the quicker, faster team, despite the very long break at halftime that Yough took. They could not recharge their batteries completely, apparently.
Must have had one of those slow chargers.
That's right. Swartfeger.
See if LH tries to play for 1 here, Josh.
They might be. 34 seconds on the clock. Laurel Highlands leads by 7. Keep in mind
what they're doing.
The score at halftime was 25-22, so the Lady Cougars just 5 points in this quarter, whereas the Lady Mustangs have dropped 15.
I'll go to it.
Ball goes to Brooks. Brooks on the drive. Lifts one up. No good on the shot. Brooks nearly able to get the rebound, but Mr. Butler's going to say she's got the basketball and she's on the baseline. So 9.7 seconds to go. Checking in for Laurel Highlands, Madison Morosco. Madison's also a freshman. Chloe Price going to get an extended break here. Swartfeger again in the middle of what was initially a diamond look. Now it's a 1-3-1, and the ball ricochets off 2 players. Miller pulls it out, and the Lady Cougars lose control of this one inside. Ball is saved for a moment by Dolcarry, who lifts up a shot but cannot get it to drop down. This one gets away from the Lady Cougars, and a great third quarter for Laurel Highlands puts them ahead 37-30. And Laurel Highlands now just 1 quarter to play. They are playoff bound. And of course, Bill, they don't know that.
No,
but I'm sure they'll be excited to find out.
Yeah, hopefully, they just hold on here in the fourth quarter. Hopefully they play the fourth quarter like they did their third quarter. So they came out, played outstanding in that third.
Yeah, if they could replicate that feat, they would easily win this game. They'd win by nearly 20 points if they put together another quarter of that nature. As we approach the 9 o'clock hour, happy birthday. Well, I suppose I'm late now. I should have said this much earlier, even before the broadcast. February 5th was the birthday, 1972, of the Queen of Denmark, Queen Mary. Celebrated a birthday for her yesterday. They're 6 hours ahead in Denmark. But perhaps the Danish royal family, even right now at 2:51 a.m. in Copenhagen are piled around their devices watching the South Union Township Sports Network. I don't know what else you do in Denmark. I have no idea.
I don't know.
They make good cookies.
Waffles? They
Yeah.
like waffles?
Maybe.
I mean, who doesn't like waffles?
Right, that's what I want to win on MacBid next is a good waffle iron. Make my own waffles.
Hey, you've been busy on there. You actually got me looking at stuff last night, unfortunately for me.
Yeah, I got some what I think are good buys.
I've been fighting the addiction for a while, and
yeah, I had to. My wife made me stop for a little while. 7:40 left in this ball game. A Swartfager is going to direct traffic. Miller trying to move with her. Taylor pulls it way out to the far wing. Haven Harris cuts through high post. They move it to our wing. Now back up top to Swartfager.
Good movement by the Lady Mustangs here in this quarter so far.
And again, they need to be in no hurry. Is Swartfager on the far wing. Harris is going to pop out far corner. Inside give to Price. Look at that. Price has this one catch the rim and glass, though, and fall away. And it's going to be Gates who pulls this one down. Coming our way. Jump shot. Hard off the rim. No good. Rebound inside to Brooks. Maddie Brooks being very careful here. Finding Price on the outlet with 6:58 to play in the ball game.
Maddie's really come alive in the second half, Josh. She's making her presence known here on senior night.
Yeah, I enjoy watching her play because she is very tough inside. She's not afraid to be physical here. Swartfager drawing some contact. Plenty of touch on that shot. It hits the front of the rim and rolls over the top.
Looked like one of your shots, Josh.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't make too many of those anymore. Swartfager does get that one to drop in, though. Going baseline here. Little move for Miller in the paint. Not able to answer. Rebound goes to Price and Bill. Well, we'll see what happens right here before I speak anything into existence. Brooks comes out with the steal. I was about to say, prior to the Lady Cougars possessing the basketball for a few seconds there, to say that the Mustangs have taken control of this game, I think is an understatement, because from about the 6-minute mark of the third quarter to now, the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, it has more or less been all Mustangs. The Lady Cougars have done very little.
Absolutely. It actually looks like two different games. First half to this half. They just look quicker, Josh.
Yeah, they look
a lot quicker than the Lady Cougars right now.
Much quicker and a bit more determined.
Maybe they're playing, they're playing for the playoffs right now, they think.
That's true.
So Yough's kind of just trying to finish out the season.
Yeah, certainly. For what the players know, they may have no idea the result of that Ringgold Mount Pleasant game. You have to assume, I think, that Ringgold has won, which forces your hand to win. Ball sent into Gates, now back to Miller. They bring it our way to Fitzgibbons, who's playing with 4 fouls. A quick flip ahead to Vey. Vey on the near wing. Drives, passes, far wing. Gates for 3. This one's no good. A nice rebound by Miller, though. Although a block allows Maddie Brooks to get the basketball. Brooks is going to have this one smacked away by Fitzgibbons. A dangerous play by Fitzgibbons, who very easily could have picked up foul number 5.
And Josh, all this playoff talk, got me thinking about tomorrow's games, the boys' games. There's a lot on the line for both Laurel Highlands and Uniontown. Playoff spots on the line.
That section has really become interesting over the course of this week.
So that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
So many possibilities. Latrobe, McKeesport, Uniontown, Laurel Highlands, all in the mix.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll have the Laurel Highlands Franklin Regional game here on South Union Township Sports Network. WNBS will have the Uniontown Franklin Regional game. That's in his backcourt.
Could be, as Miller.
It would have been if they didn't touch it, because they had her.
Inside give here to Vey. Vey has this one knocked away, but the ball's going to hit Brooks on the way out.
Well, good hands there by Maddie Brooks to come underneath and get the piece of that ball.
And, Bill, you make a good point. Those games tomorrow night, and you can.
Hey, it might be snowy out. You
might have nothing else to do.
Or maybe you just like high school basketball, because those are going to be big games.
Yes, they're going to be big games because that section has even some other positioning up for grabs, with Penn Trafford and Franklin Regional sort of bunched up, and Latrobe still in the mix. And you can check those out on the South Union Township Sports Network or on WMBS. You can check out the live streams tomorrow night. Latrobe actually has what looks to be on paper to be the easiest matchup as Miller misses the first shot here against Albert Gallatin, Bill. But
Yes,
you pointed out AG has played well.
They have been playing a little bit better, and will this be the game AG wins?
Right.
For a while we said they're going to beat somebody. Will it be tomorrow night?
And Latrobe has been up and down this season. They've looked really good a few times, and
heck, they beat Uniontown by 40.
Oh yeah.
Then lost at home against them later on in the season. So they've the tale of two teams, I guess. They're on a little bit of a hot streak right now. They're winning 3 in a row.
Ball going to be stolen here, and on the drive, Broadwater cannot get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Price. Price trying to find an outlet to Taylor Swartfager. She will. Swartfager has the ball taken away, though, by Vey. Now they come back to Broadwater again, and Broadwater gets this one to go. And the Cougars have generated a little bit of offense here for the first time in a long time as a foul is called. Mr. Levander with the call here, 39-32.
That's going to be on Taylor. Just her second, though. Though, Josh, we talked about ball handlers and stuff. The Lady Mustangs could benefit from one more ball handler out there. If they had one more really good ball handler, that would benefit their team a lot.
Oh, I think so, too. And certainly, I think about someone like Taylor Irwin, who I know would love to be out there. Taylor played the game with a lot of skill, could have helped this team out in several ways, certainly, had she not had the misfortune of injury.
And, Josh, I don't know if you heard about from the senior night announcements, Taylor's future profession, wait for it, is not education. Physician's assistant.
Wow.
So she must be a pretty good student.
Yeah. It says after graduation, Taylor has committed to Shenandoah University, where she will study to become a physician assistant and continue her basketball career as a Hornet. Taylor's advice to her underclassmen teammates: never give up. If there's still time on the clock, you can still win. She wants to thank her family, coaches, and friends for all of their support over the course of her career. Her favorite memory at Laurel Highlands was winning the first ever state playoff game in the girls basketball program's history her sophomore year and hitting the game-winning three-pointer against University High her junior year. Coming back the other way, three-point look on the way, no good. Rebound going to be pulled down here by Brooks. Brooks, our other senior. Irwin and Brooks, the two seniors on the team. 4:03 to play. Swartfager on the drive. And again, Laurel Highlands now really does not need to be in a hurry to do anything with 3:55 to play. Ball's going to go to Price on the far wing. Price waiting for Swartfager.
Good job there by Taylor not to force that, Josh. She was going against 3 defenders.
That pass nearly gets away. Price able to save it. Ball moved high post. Top of the key rather. Now to Price on the far sideline. They go to Swartfager here. Swartfager on the drive. Moves it our corner to Brooks. Now back up top to Haven Harris. The Lady Mustangs running time off the clock. 3:23 to play.
Well, Josh, not only are they running time off the clock, they're tiring Yough out. You could just tell right there, Yough just looked tired there at the end of that possession there.
Foul called against Daisy Miller. That is her third.
Only the first team foul this quarter, Josh, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, this quarter has certainly been the mildest.
Yes,
at the very beginning of the game, we could not keep up with the fouls. There were many in the first few minutes.
Yough got a couple subs and maybe for fouling purposes.
Checking in for Yough.
You definitely don't want to pick up those fouls with your starters.
Pinnett's back in, as well as Dolcarry. Dolcarry and Vey may have both fouled Swartfager at the same time on the far side of the court. They're going to give this one to number 12, Bella Dolcarry. That'll be her third with 3:14 to play.
Good piece of coaching here, though, Josh, by the Yough coach to get the subs in to make the fouls instead of leaving your starters out there who you need offensively. Why not get the bench in, pick up a couple fouls, and be in a little bit better shape.
Right, Dolcarry now has 4. We're going to see Coach Salter check in.
I've never understood that when coaches leave their starters out there to pick up fouls in this situation.
Right.
get the kids in off the bench.
They may be a little fresher, too.
Yeah.
If you're going to be chasing someone down.
Absolutely, they're fresher.
Ball goes into Swartfager. Swartfager.
You don't want to foul her, though, if you're Yough.
No, you do not. And Price also pretty strong from the foul line. It's going to be Price who moves it out to Seaside. Now back up top to Brooks, coming our way on the wing to Haven Harris. Swartfager in the corner. Swartfager looking for a target, moving away from Kosalter here. We're going to have a foul by Vey.
Foul. And that's 5-team, it looks like, Josh.
Yep. Foul does go against Vey. That'll be her second.
4.
I had that as 5.
I thought that was 5 as well,
but apparently
I must have
not.
miscounted somewhere.
So one more needed.
Play on.
Swartfager pointing out some direction to her teammates, working here on Vey. Nice little move on the wing. Gets the ball up top to Brooks. Brooks sends it our way, but Fitzgibbons is going to jump this one. Then she flips it center lane to Vey, who appeared to travel, but no whistle, and Vey drops that in. That is her second basket of the game, and she's got 4 points, 39-34. With 2:26 to play in the game, Swartfager moves it away from us to Price. Price trying to find the sideline here against Miller, and we'll see Mr. Levander has a foul called on the far sideline, seemingly against Yough.
That was a tough foul there, Josh, because they were in pretty good position defensively. They really didn't need to foul there. They had Price in a little bit of trouble.
This one called against Broadwater, and that'll send Chloe Price to the foul line with 2:19 to play.
You know, Josh, our buddy Shay Fleener, he was talking on the broadcast last night, you know, about when to foul, like when's a good time to foul. And he was talking about one game he coached against Carrick back a couple years ago. He started fouling with 4.5 minutes left every possession, just to extend the game. And it's a little bit tougher now with the 2 shots for every foul, but definitely back in the 1-on-1 days, that was, you know, a valid strategy.
Yeah, I talked to Shay last evening, and he was curious about the weather, hopeful. I think we probably have beat him to the punch there.
Yeah.
Swartfager able to drop one in, and now it's 41-34 with 2:12 to play. Miller trying to find Vey here. Vey spins around, makes the catch, but then throws it right to Haven Harris, and it's a turnover. Laurel Highlands with the basketball, 41-34. Price across the timeline. Miller charging out, trying to seal her off here, and the ball is knocked away by Broadwater. 2 seniors tonight celebrating senior night for Laurel Highlands. Taylor Irwin, one of them. Irwin scored the first bucket in a very kind gesture, a courtesy gesture here between Yough and Laurel Highlands. Laurel Highlands allowed Fitzgibbons, the senior for Yough, to score an uncontested basket as well. 1:47 to play. Swartfager working to her right, now coming back to the left, and she's got some space here, but of course Laurel Highlands really does not need any more offense. They lead by 7 with 97 seconds to play. The other senior, of course, for Laurel Highlands, Maddie Brooks, nearly a turnover here, and now a foul called, and that's going to do it for Fitzgibbons, I believe, and hopefully she's okay. She's coming back to her feet.
Getting ready to walk the plank.
Foul is against Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, Josh, I think if I was Yough at this point, I'd pretty much foul anybody who touches the ball not named Taylor Swartfager. As soon as they touch it, you know, Chloe Price just missed 2. That's 5-team foul, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
what we're doing here.
There seems to be some confusion about it. And Laurel Highlands' head coach, Rick Hill, is looking for clarification. And now Mr. Butler, I think, is moving us in position to shoot.
Yeah, because that was not an offensive foul.
But our other senior for Laurel Highlands is Maddie Brooks. Brooks played a great game tonight, a great second half. She's planning to attend West Virginia University and study biochemistry. Fitzgibbons able to leave the court under her own power. And I think we are going to shoot now. Dolcarry checks back in. Maddie Brooks wants to give a special thanks to her coaches for always pushing her to do better. Her advice to the underclassmen, always work hard and do your best. First shot on the way for Swartfager is perfect, and Taylor has been very, very good tonight. 18 points for Laurel Highlands. Maddie's most memorable moments at Laurel Highlands have come with time spent with her teammates before and after games. This one nearly rebounded by Maddie. Great effort here to try to save that one. Favorite athlete is Caitlin Clark. She enjoys skiing, spending time with family and friends. We might have some great skiing weather. Well, maybe even too cold for skiing this weekend. My goodness, it's going to be bitterly cold. Here's Broadwater going up for two, can't get it to go. Quick putback by Miller is good. And that's the first time Miller for the Yough Cougars has scored in a little while. Now just a minute and 3 seconds to play, 42-36. Price going to weave through some traffic and a tie-up here at the end. Broadwater had a hand reached in and pinned the basketball against Price's body.
Nice play by her.
Abby Grady checking in, Paschke checking out.
It's a 6-point lead here, Josh. This one's not over yet.
No, that's true. We've had several 6-point leads. You pointed that out early, Bill. That has been the number tonight.
Yeah, 6-point runs.
Ball with Gates on the far sideline. Gates going to drift our way. Gets one to Miller. Miller, short corner, tied up here. And this one nearly taken away by Brooks.
The LH ball. Now, once again, Josh, I felt anybody not named Taylor. As soon as they touch it. She's being held right now.
I was going to say she's being fouled right now before the ball even came in. Dolcarry had essentially hugged her. Here's a pass to Brooks. Brooks going to see the ball knocked away, and this foul is called against Yough. Foul's called against Broadwater. And Maddie Brooks will go to the foul line. I suppose if you're going to play for the Yough Lady Cougars, Broadwater is a great last name. Yough, of course, taking its name from the Youghiogheny River. The Yough, 134 miles in length, and a course across a couple different states, ultimately to McKeesport, where it joins the Monongahela. First shot for Brooks, no good. Maddie Brooks, 3 points tonight, looking for 4. This one on the way and good. And we're going to see a timeout taken, a full timeout. We'll take a timeout, too, on the South Union Township Sports Network. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hello, this is Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm today for your free consultation. Remember, the insurance companies are not on your side. We will personally come out and meet with you. Call us at 724-437-2799. We have helped people like you recover millions of dollars. You will not pay anything until we win your case. We will fight for you.
Welcome back to Laurel Highlands High School, where we are down to the final stages of quarter number 4. 32 seconds to play. 43-36. 7-point ball game. Yough Lady Cougars basketball. Miller to send this one in. Taylor Swartfeger, 18 points tonight for Laurel Highlands, 14 for Chloe Price. Vey with the basketball, looking for help. She has this one go through the hands of Miller, but it's saved by Dolcarry. Now, back to the top of the key. Vey nearly had the ball stripped away, saved by Dolcarry with 15 seconds to go. Inside give, and a foul is going to be called against Taylor Swartfeger. And Broadwater had backed Swartfeger against the bucket. And that is 3 fouls against Swartfeger. Ball will stay with Yough. 12 seconds to play. So, Bill, I think this one's in hand, barring something really miraculous. Is still here for Laurel Highlands. Seaside comes up with the basketball, goes to Brooks. And that should do it. Taylor Swartfeger, one more to Price. 3 seconds, 2, now 1. And the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs are playoff bound, and certainly by the crowd response, I would assume a few others here inside Laurel Highlands High School are aware of that as well. A great effort, a come from behind effort, Bill, for Laurel Highlands at halftime. I don't know how certain I was that Laurel Highlands was going to ultimately take such control of the game. I still thought they could win, but really the second half was theirs.
Yeah, no, they played a fantastic second half, Josh. You know, really, they were down 3 at the half. I really don't think there was much question how they played in the third quarter, who was going to win this game. It was just a matter of by how many points they were going to win by. Great job by the Lady Mustangs. They move on to the playoffs next week. I'm assuming they'll probably play next Thursday or Friday, or Wednesday maybe at the earliest, I would say. But, they got to get ready for the playoffs, and hopefully they have a good showing. And, we talked about these, them being mostly underclassmen, so it's a good experience if nothing else.
Right.
Going to the playoffs, because it's a little bit different preparation, different rules on what you're allowed to do before the game and stuff. So, it's a good experience for your younger players to go through that. So, I look forward to seeing, who they draw on Monday, and, good luck to them. And hopefully, who knows, maybe we'll get to do a game or two for them.
Yeah, that would be really exciting to see Laurel Highlands definitely have those opportunities for such a young team, Bill. I think that's a great point, because you do have several of these players who are coming back, and even for players like Swartfeger and Price, who played meaningful roles last season and know some of that playoff basketball environment, for your younger players to be able to have that experience, to at least even dip their toe into that water and to see the preparation, to see a new opponent, to be able to know that you were there, that you played at that level, that you were able to do that as a younger player. It makes it feel more viable as you become older. The freshmen become sophomores, become juniors. That becomes maybe even part of the expectation, that you believe in yourself and that you know you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole experience, Josh. Just making the playoffs. I've been a part of a lot of them through Uniontown basketball, and it is really something special to be a part of. So, hopefully the Lady Mustangs, they take that experience and, build on it for, next year and the years to come.
Some final stats for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network as we conclude our broadcast tonight. 43-36 your final score in favor of Laurel Highlands. The Mustangs really doing a great job of coming back and taking control of this game after halftime. They trailed after 1, and they trailed at halftime. The Yough Lady Cougars doing a very nice job early in this game to build for themselves a lead. The Lady Cougars led 25-22 at halftime, but even by the end of the third quarter, the tide had turned. The Lady Mustangs led by 7, and they ultimately close out with a nice victory here at home to conclude their regular season. And now, of course, they have got on their slate a playoff appearance coming up in the very near future. And we are very, very glad for Coach Hill and for his team that they're going to enjoy that experience in the very, very near future. Next week, of course, we'll find out who they are playing and where and when. Some final stats for you just very quickly. Daisy Miller, 13 points for the Lady Cougars. Maya Broadwater, 11 points. They were your leading scorers. Certainly, senior Carly Fitzgibbons involved early and often, but Fitzgibbons played in some foul trouble in the second half, was not as much a factor as she had been early. Ultimately, she did fall out of the game. I hope she was okay. She appeared to be in a little bit of pain as she came off the floor. She did seem to maybe sustain a mild injury there at the end. Hopefully she's okay. Taylor Swartfeger, 18 points for Laurel Highlands, 14 points for Chloe Price. Several other Lady Mustangs getting on the books today, including Maddie Brooks, Abby Grady, Haven Harris, all scoring today for the Lady Mustangs. And, of course, even Taylor Irwin, the senior who is still recovering from an injury. She gets the first 2 points of the game as a member of the starting lineup here for the Lady Mustangs. Maddie Brooks, our other senior, finishing the game with 4 points. Congratulations to both of them, both great young women, and I'm sure they're going to have a very, very bright future ahead of them, too. We want to thank you for checking us out on the South Union Township Sports Network and for enjoying this evening with us. We certainly hope, too, that you're going to be safe over the course of the next few days in the face of the snow that is coming and the bitter cold to follow that. A wind chill in southwestern Pennsylvania, some areas in southwestern PA a wind chill of negative 30 degrees possible Saturday night. So that is very, very cold. You'll want to stay indoors if at all possible that evening and be as safe as you can be. Today's game on the South Union Township Sports Network has been a joint cooperative venture with Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, your final score, 43-36 in favor of Laurel Highlands. They are playoff bound. For Bill Dice, I'm Joshua Scully. You've been watching the South Union Township Sports Network.